what if we did it together? What if we both did it? I would do it with you.
Well, Katie has to agree.
Well, banana thing, I'll do it too. Yeah.
Well, the banana in the soap or the banana peel?
The banana peels with like the veggies. You could let me know how it goes.
That worked horribly. Okay, wait. Was there a delay in my voice? Maybe. I think maybe that's what happened. You count it this time, Robin.
Are we going down on one or?
Okay, I think we do 3, 2, 1, down.
So we're going on 0. We're going on 0.
Let's go on 0.
This shit needs to go in the interview.
It's going to.
I'm trying to figure it out. Like, wait, cut.
We look like I Dream of Jeannie. We could do that all together.
We could.
Do you want to?
Are we going to?
Could so.
We can.
Okay, let's do it.
Sorry, on 0?
On 0.
Wait, you're doing.
I said I Dream of Jeannie.
We're not doing this and then this. We're just doing Jeannie.
Oh, we can do both.
What do you want, Robin? What do you want? What would make your little heart happy?
I don't know. Whatever. I don't care.
Okay, we can do the Jeannie.
We'll do both. That way we can choose.
Okay, fine.
Okay. 2, 1. Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining us today on Soap Dish. My name is Robin.
And I'm Jazz.
And I'm Katie.
Thanks so much for joining us today. We're going to be talking to Katie about her soaps and how her process works and what really drives her. So let's dive on in. First things first, Katie, tell us how you started making soap. Why did you choose soap, and how did you find it?
Well, it's kind of simple, but I've always liked handmade soap, and especially, I mean, when I say it was kind of simple or basic, I always liked that I could read what was in it. And every time, I would see a label or read it, I was like, this is like stuff that you have in your kitchen. Like, how does this make soap? So then I was like, I could probably do that. And I think for Christmas, my then boyfriend, husband now, he got me a little soap making kit. And so I did that, and it was super basic, like a lavender, and it had like lavender petals in it. And I like hand stirred it. I didn't have a stick blender, hand stirred it and everything. So I was like, that was awesome. And then I found Soap Queen, like Brambleberry and Soap Queen on YouTube. And I remember the soap that I saw her make. At the time, to me, it was super complicated. It had like neon embeds in it. But yeah, she made it. And when she like sliced into it and revealed it or whatever, I was like, what?
You can do that?
Yeah, like you can do that. So, I mean, yeah, then from there, it's been downhill from there ever since. Downhill, uphill. So
both.
It's like, yeah, it's
both.
it's my medium. Like it's my art medium of choice.
Absolutely. And I feel like a lot of people don't understand that because it doesn't really click that it is an art form. Like before I was a soap maker, it would never cross my mind that is an art medium. And it should be like respected as such until I got into it. And I was like, oh. And and so I think that a lot of times I post things on my personal page because I want to share with my friends and family, like, look at this art that I made, like an artist would do. And there's not a lot of engagement with it on my personal page. And I think it's because they think I'm trying to sell it to them because they don't really recognize it as, a lot of them don't like really process that as art. Do you know what I mean? It's like how I make my living, and that's it.
And then I've always liked making things and then gifting those things, like making things for other people. But yeah, this is something, I mean, it's like, it's functional art, like something you can create and and actually use. So that's super fun. The whole, yeah, it's fun. It's a cool thing.
Cool.
Uh-huh.
When did you start making soap initially?
Like it's been about 6 or 7 years ago now that like I made my first one. And I mean, literally since then it was like boom, boom. Like I've taken, short kind of breaks, but yeah.
But never really stopped after that.
Yeah.
You're hooked.
Mm-hmm.
That's rad. So like in the beginning, what was your inspiration for making soap? Was it just like the process and the recipe that was exciting for you, or did you start off just being completely artistic right off the bat?
No, that probably came later. I think it, like I said, I always liked handmade soap. I liked using it, and I liked it because I knew what was in it. You know, easy to read ingredients. And so yeah, probably before I got to more of the like artistic part of it, formulating recipes. I mean, trying out all the different combinations and everything that you could do. I got really, really into that. And then I got more into, well, I found a recipe, a formulation that I liked, that was like my favorite and that I wanted to stick to. And then from there, it's been a little more the creative process coming a little more.
Yeah, you got to find that recipe.
Mm-hmm.
I had like a mind-blowing experience when I first started making soap, and I had like 7 different kinds of oils in my cabinet from just like cooking things that I hadn't used in months. And I was like, I wonder if I can make soap with this. And then I would just like dump it in, put it in soap calc, make soap. And I was like, oh my God, this is wild. Of course, it's, now it's old hat to us. But at the time, I was like, this is bananas.
I think that every soap maker, I think the question we ask the most is, I wonder if I can make soap with this. Like everything, not even just oils.
I had banana today, and like I was peeling the banana, and I was like,
I wonder if I can make soap with this.
I mean, you can use like eggs. I think there's like a recipe, but yeah.
There's banana soap. I've seen people puree bananas and then put it in and substitute the water. Yeah.
Well, one of my like
peels though, right?
Yeah, you peel it.
No, I mean, Katie, were you talking about the peel? And
no. I think
okay.
Peeling the banana. I was like,
I misunderstood the assignment.
Although apparently you can chop up banana peels and cook those up, and it tastes and it feels like sauteed vegetables.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want it.
You're the vegetarian. I feel like you're a little more ballsy when it comes to stuff like that. Maybe you should try it and report back.
No. I'm on bananas right now. We're not doing it.
Second offer is, what if we did it together? What if we both did it? I would do it with you.
Well, Katie has to agree.
Well, the banana thing? I'll do it too, yeah.
Well, the banana in a soap or the banana peel?
The banana peels with like the veggies. You could let me know how it goes.
It's all or nothing, Katie. We're all on board, or it's nothing at all. All right, at all.
It sounds like we're not doing it. That's okay.
Fine. That's fine.
But no, speaking of food in soap too, though, I mean, one of my most popular soaps is avocado and spearmint. And so I put avocado in it, and I just made one with yogurt in it. Like just yogurt, and I love that soap, like that recipe. But yeah, have I done it? I'm trying to
think is different about the avocado soap from your other soaps. Like, what do you love about it?
I think it's more, you're not supposed to say that it's moisturizing, huh?
Well, you're not selling it to us. You're just telling us.
Right. Well, we are putting information out on the internet though, but we can't say it's moisturizing. But what I think we can say is that it is less drying than.
Or we can say that avocado has certain benefits, such as.
I mean, it definitely does. Avocado does have certain benefits, but also the bar, it's a lot more creamier too. Like the lather that comes off of it is
That's
a lot.
what I would assume.
Yeah, and it feels better.
Yeah.
My regular soap feels just fine, but yeah, that the avocado I do think gives it just a little
Yeah.
extra.
I agree with you. I made an avocado soap a couple of months ago. Nobody wants to buy it.
Oh,
See, it's not ugly. It's like textured on top and it's
I'm
green.
mad that's not selling because that's real nice and soothing looking.
It's unscented. That's what it is. I think
That's what.
people want it to be scented, but like there's supposed to be an entire group of people out there who aren't good with fragrance, right?
Well,
Where
there
are
is.
those people?
The people that you have to do a hashtag like sensory sensitivities, migraines, any keyword that is connected to people who are sensitive to that, or like eczema could be another hashtag that you put.
Mhm.
So things like that, that's how I usually find the demographic that a soap is made for, or whatever. But there's a market for that.
This is why Rob and I am thinking about that, like your Instagram thing that you offer, because yeah, and those hashtags, all that stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it's just super overwhelming to try to figure out how social media works and then to stay on top of it. Like you need to find a sustainable way to work it into your life because otherwise it's just not going to happen. And we all know, like the reality of it in 2022 is that you need to take advantage of social media in order to have a successful business.
Yeah.
Lame.
And you have to play the game. And the game sucks. It's like Monopoly.
Uh-huh.
Nobody wants to play that game except people who always win, I guess.
Uh-huh.
So, Katie, when I take a look at your page, and we've chatted in the past, your soaps are all themed after romance novels, and I'm going to need you to explain.
Mm-hmm. So that actually kind of just happened like within the past year after
Oh,
the whole
really?
yeah, but it kind of came from, gosh, so okay, last year was 2021. So in 2020, at the end of 2020, right? Yes, I was very pregnant with the
Girl,
twins.
hold this up.
Yes, and okay, so that reel, like I made a reel for that. I had thought about and planned that reel for months. Like I was dreaming about it. I was like, this is gonna be it. I was like, this is gonna, blow up. I loved it. I do love it. And it's gotten like the least amount of views or whatever. Like it
Isn't
was
that
kind of
just
like,
the way? Ugh.
What?
but that at the end of my pregnancy with the twins, I kind of got like a soap rush, and I was like, and it was Christmas time, so I was like, ooh, let me get a bunch of stuff made and up, because I know that I'll I can sell a lot during the holidays. And I made a soap inspired by a book that I read, and the author actually reached out to me and ordered a whole bunch for like a book box that she was doing. So that was like, that
Dream
was
come
super,
true.
yeah, it really was. And
That's so
like,
cool.
even before that happened, when I was making the soap from the book, I kind of thought to myself, I was like, oh, this would be fun just to do like a whole line or a whole thing of book inspired soap. And then that author thing happened, and I was like, ooh, with the whole, because yeah, book boxes, I mean, those are like a huge thing right now. So I was like, ooh, maybe I could get into some book boxes or something.
Yeah.
But and then I had twins, and then I had my babies, and so yeah, soap making was kind of put on pause. But for a while, for like 6 months or so, I was still reading. Even though I wasn't making soap, I was still reading. So the more and more I was reading, I was still like, yep, I could find something in this book and that book, fragrance and like scent descriptions. That's a major characterization thing. Like that's a
Yeah.
major describe characters. So a lot of that, I mean, a lot of fragrances and a lot of scents are in books. With some of the older historical romance books with like, I have one right here, like with the step backs, like the nice little pretty step backs. These are like making a big comeback, by the way. I mean, I don't know if it ever went away, but Bookstagram and like booktube is a really big thing. So like a lot of younger people are now talking about these books. But anyway, a lot, in a lot of these historical fictions, back then taking a bath was like kind of a big deal. So there's usually always a scene of like, maids carrying up the bath water and fixing a bath, and they always have a cake of soap next to the bathtub, which I've thought about making kind of like a more rustic
Yes.
and just calling it cake of soap. That's what they called it back then. But yeah, there's there's always, and of course as a soap maker, whenever you're reading that, those kind of things really like stand out to you. So
When you first described this to me, I thought, oh my gosh, every romance novel must have a bath time scene, like a
yeah,
sexy bath time scene. But then I started to think, like, how many different kind of soaps really are there? Like, are the authors being considerate about having variability within their soap, or is it always just like lavender?
well, that's why in I held up this book because I'm made a soap. I haven't cut it yet. It's still in the loaf. The fact that the man smelled like wintergreen soap, like very specific wintergreen soap, came up at least 6 times. So I was like,
Holy cow.
although,
Easy choice for scent then.
well, winter essential oil is kind of hard to find and very expensive. So he's going to be,
Do you only use essential oils?
no, I use fragrance oils.
Mhm.
But so he's going to be rosemary mint instead of
That'll still be so good.
I love
yeah.
rosemary mint. Do you know how
Wintergreen.
it soaps though?
Huh?
Do you know how it soaps?
Oh yeah, it's fine. It's from Nurture. Nurture's, yeah, Nurture soap.
Is it fragrance oil?
Mhm.
I don't
Yeah.
know why I thought you were saying that you found a rosemary mint essential oil.
Oh no,
Yes.
that's
Okay.
fragrance
Nurture soaps have great fragrance oils. And
for
I love that on the labels, it tells you exactly like the maximum percentage, if there's discoloration, any ricing, anything, it like tells me all the things that I have to go on the website to look up at the other suppliers. And I'm like, can't y'all just print literally these like 4 things we all want to know about every fragrance oil on the label and
Yeah.
make it waterproof?
That's a big ask.
It's all we want. That's all we want. But okay, so what is your favorite soap that you have made? Do you have an all-time favorite?
I tried to like pull some of the ones that I've made. See, it's questions like these. I'm like, oh, I've never made soap before.
I also
Like, what
have
is
your
soap?
I have your Instagram pulled up here too. So if there is one you want to describe to me, I can also hold up a picture.
Well, you showed the like the 4 horsemen. This was like the end piece of it, but I did really like how that one came out.
Oh, it's cool.
The one, so, and I have this, let me like try to explain it. So this bar was the one that I made the first like book inspired soap, and when the author reached out to me.
Yeah.
But so I tested one of these sorcery soap stencils.
Oh my God, are those little books?
Yes.
And so I made just a plain white. I made just a plain white bar with this stencil in black. I don't have any more of those, but I really liked how that one turned out. And yeah, this was like a practice, like a practice thing on it.
Now, is
Which,
that soap dough?
mm-hmm,
Okay,
yeah,
that's really cool.
yeah, and
Hard is soap dough, the books.
mm-hmm, yeah.
Can we do a close up so we can see a little bit better the detail if it'll focus?
So Jazz, what she does is she puts a stencil over the bar, and then you rub the soap dough over the stencil flat.
That's what she rubs on it. I've always thought it was mica, and I'm like, that seems like it'd be a little really messy.
Well,
It's
so
soap dough?
I did soap dough first, and then with a brush, I did mica over it just because, again, I wanted. Is it focused?
Yeah,
Kinda.
yeah. It's we can see it a little
because
better.
I just wanted to see what it would look like.
Yeah.
She makes it. Is it B from Sorcery Soap? She makes it look way easier than it actually is.
I know.
I
I've
had
seen her videos. They're so great. She's like, done. It's perfect.
that's not. I mean, that's not what happened for me. I had to practice a lot, but yeah, I really liked how those white and black came out. The like crisp contrast.
Maybe it's time to make a comeback of those soaps.
I am. I have some plain white soaps curing right now. Yeah, because I want to do them again.
That's gonna be cool.
One more. I liked how this one came out. It was one of those, I don't know what you call it. The like I made
a scraper.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Out. So I liked that
Oh,
one.
you did little Frankenstein guys.
Yeah. Those were a couple of years ago, but I do like a lot.
I know. I'm insta stalking you right now.
I should have brought my other, because I know I'm sure I have like an all-time favorite, but I'm not going to be able to.
I mean, when you've been making soap for like 6 or 7 years, that's a lot of soap. It's really hard to pick your favorite out of all of the multitude of soap, you know? So do you ever like see a novel and think, I need to make a soap based on that without ever having read it? Or like you know a clue about what's going to go in that novel, and so you're like, I have to read it so I can make the soap? Or do you ever go into a novel and think have a soap in mind to begin with, and then you get it confirmed throughout the reading process?
No, I think it's more of just as I'm reading, something will pop out. Although I'm gonna hold this one up again, the one where soap is actually mentioned like the most of any book I've ever read. Before I read it, I did like look at her dress, and I was like, ooh, that's a pretty color blue, you know. So I color and just thought, and actually even though it's rosemary mint to the soap, I added some blue in there, even though it's more of, you know, a mint green thing. I did add some blue because of that. But
I made a soap inspired by a book before, and the author is dead, so there's no hope there, but it's by Maurice Sendak. It was Outside Over There, and I loved it so much. It's my favorite book from when I was a kid. And I loved it so much. I was like, should I do more soaps? And yes, I should, because it's cool. But I get anxiety around the idea of being pigeonholed, even if I'm the one pigeonholing myself.
Right. Well, and then that I already feel like that because I made all of these soaps. I made all these book inspired soaps, but that was after I had read all these books over like an 8-month period. You know, like I was gathering all of my ideas, and now I've made them, and now I'm like, because even though I'm always reading, but I read kind of, you know, at a slow pace, so it's not like I can keep cranking out, like. But with the like children's books, I had, even when I'm reading to my 3-year-old, some books that I've been reading with her, I'm like, oh, soap. like I can make soap out of that, and then that's a whole other line of, you know.
Yeah, like outside over there has a lot of sunflowers throughout the book. And there is a lot of like dark, moody, stormy weather. And so like I scented it with some like oceanic moody scent, right? And like there was like and put sunflowers on the top, like embeds on the top, and use sunflower oil in the recipe. Not that that like makes a big difference, like you can't smell it, you can't feel a difference, but it's like it's there.
Yeah.
Special ordered it for that, and it mattered to me. And there's like, I don't know if you guys have read the book, but there's like this one page where Ida is floating through the air wearing like Mama's magical cloak that's golden, and she's just like it's floaty, and just it was always so calming for me. And so I did like, I tilted the I got the, what is it, it's not Caterpillar, the craft tools, they have that angle tool maker. Do you guys know what I'm talking about from craft tools? Never mind. Anyway, to tilt it, and then I poured it, and it was just like really flowy. It looked just like her floating through the air. Yeah. Yeah. So like when you run out of book specific inspiration, or if you have like just, you know, a mental block around it for like a month or 2 months or something like that, what do? Do you pause from soap making, or are you going to kind of evolve what you do with soap making to just include book inspired soaps, and you do other stuff too?
Yeah, no, I mean, I was inspired by a banana earlier. Like as I was peeling the banana, I was like, soap. I mean, soap is literally like, I remember looking at a tissue box one day and being like, soap? Like literally, I feel like I can do anything. And if I'm really, really stuck, I mean, just fragrances alone, like you can pull, I feel like you can always get something, which is another reason that soap is such a great thing to work with, because it's, you know.
Yeah, it's multi-dimensional. There's so many different things. It's like tactile and visual and
sensory.
What do you call that?
Sensory? Olfactory?
Olfactory. There you go.
Smelling. Oh yeah, that's olfactory. Yeah. There's so much, and there's even layers within the olfactory experience too, because it, you know, it can like grab onto old memories or remind you of something, or create new ones that going forward, when you smell a smell, it reminds you of that one soap that you bought that was inspired by a romance novel. You know, it's like, it's an experience, not only for us as the maker, but the person buying it. If they're buying it in an intentional way and not just to clean their bodies, it's a real experience if you pay attention to what went into this particular design, you know.
Have you ever considered branching out into like candles or wax melts or anything else? Like if fragrance is such a big thing within the romance novels, you know, maybe somebody who doesn't want soap could purchase a candle. Is that ever?
So it's funny you say that. Actually, I have a whole bunch of beeswax, and I was looking at it the other day, and I was like, what am I gonna, like, I put it in some products, but like, I mean,
minuscule
compared to what I actually have. I was like, what in the world am I going to do with all this? And then I was like, ooh, can you make beeswax candles? So I do kind of want to play around with that. But I actually know of someone who does wax melts that are specific to books. I don't really use wax melts myself. So like
some people like them.
Yeah, I've never thought about trying that. I'm very like soap vain, like, but yeah, I do know of someone who does the wax melts, and that is pretty cool. And she does very like, yeah, character specific to like series of books.
Huh.
Yeah.
Or you could
Crazy.
even do like environment specific. Like
Hmm.
I'm thinking about, this is like very, very typical, right? But like Hogwarts, right?
Yeah.
Hogwarts, you know that place smells like old books, patchouli,
Uh,
dragon's blood. Like you know exactly what that place smells like before you've ever gone into it.
And
And so
probably like kind of dank and musky
musky, yeah.
because of all the concrete.
But imagine like the experience of putting on a candle or a wax melt that's supposed to smell like the environment you're about to go into. Or
yeah.
maybe you're reading a book that takes place in like the London Underground or something, and so you have nasty smells or something like that. The whole experience of like smelling the scents, reading the book, and just being fully immersed. I think that would be so cool.
Hmm.
It's very cool.
I guess you
Yeah,
could read your book in the bath and then wash yourself.
I know I've thought about how to like market that.
Okay, let's do rapid fire. I'm going to ask the question. You've got like 10 seconds to answer it, and then I'm going to move on.
Okay.
Okay. If you could choose one fragrance oil company, what would it be?
Brambleberry.
Okay. How about a colorant company?
Nurture.
Okay. Bulk supplier.
A bulk supplier.
Like
Oh,
all the other oils
Like
and butters.
oils, butters, lye.
Yeah.
for oils and butters, 3 kg. That's who I get my shea butter and cocoa butter from. Yeah, them.
Cool. And lye?
Well, where do I get? This is going to be longer than 10 seconds. Was it Essential Depot?
Yeah, probably.
I would stick with them. I love them. Love their lye.
Glitter or no glitter?
No glitter.
You're my girl. Sorry.
Me.
Top swirl, top texture, or topping?
Like all 3 of them. Like start with one and end. But just swirls. If I had to like stick with one, swirls.
Okay. High top or low top?
Low.
And pancake or waffle?
Waffles.
Yes.
Waffles.
And your syrup, is it cold or hot?
I was gonna say, isn't that usually a question? It's definitely warm. Definitely.
Warm, right? You heat it up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we should be keeping score.
I
We need to go
am.
back to all of the episodes because we need to figure out if I win or you win.
I will keep tally, okay? And I would like for the record for people to know that in the last episode, when we had a live commenting audience,
I know.
they wanted cold.
I've been thinking about that for days. Oh,
Cold.
they?
Yeah.
That's not what I thought you were going to say.
They said cold.
They?
They. Oh,
Really?
yeah. They were like,
A
if
lot
it's
of
cold,
them said they.
yes, if it's cold, then it's more thick,
A
more
lot of
viscous, and you get more of it in each bite.
Like, do you keep your syrup in the refrigerator?
That's what she's saying.
Yeah.
Look at the insane person. I mean, a well-educated baker.
Who's about to slice up banana peels and have them for dinner in her stir fry.
Where can everybody find your products?
I'm on Etsy. There's a link in my bio, but it's etsy.com/shop/Love Lather. And then on Instagram, it's at Love Lather 16.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I am on Facebook. I am on TikTok. I'm on TikTok.
Yeah, we're on TikTok.
But Instagram is a place.
Okay.
It's about to go. Do we want to just get back in for a minute and wrap up?
Just
Sure. We
if you want.
Okay, I'm going to hop out and then I'll get back in.
Okay.
Cool. So we had where Katie is found. Jazz, do you want to say where you can be found?
I do want to say where I can be found. www.roguemafiagrooming.com. I'm on Instagram, rogue.grooming. What is
Mafia. .com.
That's where I went wrong. It's rogue.mafia.grooming.co. And Robin?
You can find my stuff at nestsoapery.com. You can find me on Instagram, nest.soapery. I'm also on YouTube, just Nest Soapery. And you can find me and Jazz over on TikTok as well.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
All right. Let's say
Oh,
goodbye.
Katie, thank you
right.
for coming. That was awesome to get
Yeah.
to know you.
Yeah, it was nice to meet y'all and talk to y'all.
Cool.
Don't be a stranger. We're crazy,
Yeah.
but I promise we're nice.
Yeah.
We're the
Yeah,
nice
fun.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, I'll see you on the interwebs.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yep. All right. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.